Hello once again, witchy people. Welcome back to my Covenstead and my craft room. Anyway, this isn't about crafting. So I wanted to talk about intuitive spellcasting. I made a very short video which I will add on to the end of this one. And I thought I'd talk about the way I spellcast. Now, I understand that not all witches like to do spellcrafting, or they don't think they do spellcrafting. But to me, if you wish for something or you hope for something, you're sending out energy, and that's kind of spellcrafting, really. You know, you make a wish and you blow out birthday candles is quite often what I say. You know, you are casting a spell. So obviously there are hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of different ways of casting spells. But I wanted to talk about how maybe sometimes we rely too much on what we're told other than what we feel. So, and for some, relying on what you're told and what you're taught is the best way to be. So I'm not saying this is the right way for everyone. What I'm saying is this is how I do it and how I find it most effective for me. So there are, as many people know, and my viewpoints on it, there are very, very many books, websites, all sorts of places you can go which tell you about correspondences. So what gemstone or what plant that you can use for certain things, you know, when's the best time to do it, day, evening, night, when's the best moon phase, that sort of thing. And I don't, for me personally, don't hold with any of that. If I need to cast a spell, I cast it. I don't rely on it, whether it being a Tuesday at midday, you know, when the moon is in the first quarter or anything. I just don't do it. And I think as well, the other thing about spell work, and I know I've mentioned this before, is that it's not a given. Your results aren't a given. You have to work. You can't just cast a spell and expect everything to automatically come to you because that's what you want. It's something you have to work with, work on, and earn. So spell working just helps you give a more positive sort of energy feeling to help those things along. But you don't get anything for free. So intuitive spellcasting, it's more about the ingredients that you use for the spell rather than the actual casting of the spell. So if you are told, for instance, that you need to use red rose petals in a spell for love, but that it doesn't feel like, for instance, for me, I don't like red rose petals. I'm not that fond of red roses. That I have a history with them. I don't like them. And certain songs, you know, give me that same feeling. So if I wanted to use something for love, I would find something that represents it to me. It's okay to take a spell that someone else has worked and it worked well for them, and then change it to suit you. So for instance, I might use Lily of the Valley or freesias within spell working for love, depending on what kind of love. Because freesias were in my mother's wedding bouquet, they were in my wedding bouquet, you know, and Lily of the Valley is, you know, one of my mum's favourite plants, and her marriage was wonderful. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it was a wonderful marriage. So I would replace red roses or rose petals and the colour red with something that suited my purpose. So it would be creamy coloured or pale blue freesias and white lily of the valley. So, like I said, and I don't hold with having to do spell casting at certain times of day or certain moon phases, because when you need to cast a spell, you need to cast a spell. And I don't feel that my spells are less effective because I cast them at what some people might consider the wrong time. So it's okay to use your intuition. It's okay to change things around, as far as I'm concerned. It might not be okay for some people, but it's okay for me. And I think if you use this intuitiveness and use what suits you, your spell work, and because you're more comfortable with it and it makes more sense to you, that kind of lifts your energy. That helps it so much more. And so your spell work will be more effective. This is just how I see things. Once again, I'm not saying this is how everybody does it. This is just how I do it. But as I said, working intuitively with spell work isn't necessarily going to get you what you want just because you're picking things that suit you. You still have to work to get what you think you need. And you know, it's just the law of the universe as far as I'm concerned. you rarely get something for nothing. Rarely. So there we go. I will play the video that I recorded, and I hope that kind of explains it a bit. And basically the short recording is just, once again, repeating what I've just said, but it kind of, I wanted to explain it just a little bit more to see if I could make it more understandable. I don't know whether I did. So use your intuition, use what suits you, and see if that makes your spell work easier, more effective, because it's what I do and it makes it more effective for me. Thank you for watching. Here comes the video. Oh, there comes the video, not there or there, or it's coming. Hello witchy people. So I am out in my rather messy garden, we should ignore it, and I wanted to talk about how your spell ingredients should be catered to how you feel. So I wanted to talk about the curry plant, which is very curryish. And what I would, regardless of anything that it's used for, what I would use, as you can see, mine's a bit leggy. And it's got a, okay, let's put that down there. So yeah, mine's a little bit leggy, but it's okay. You can bury these deep, the same as you do with lavenders, you can just bury them deeper. So, what would I use it for? Now, to me, the curry plant represents family and friends, because, you know, you have a curry. So that's one. It can also, it represents friendship as well, I think, because of the yellow of it. And it's this beautiful pale greeny colour. So I don't use it so much for money or anything like that. Sorry, it smells lovely. If you want to curry favour with someone, there you go. It'd be good for that. If you want to add spice to your spell work, add a bit of fragrance and a bit of spicy fragrance, that sort of thing. And to me, it's very much you use your spell ingredients intuitively rather than what people tell you. Oh, neighbour's dog.
So yeah, you do it as you feel. It's your intuition rather than what the spell books tell you. So, and that is the best way, because what you associate your plants or your objects with is what will work best for you. And that just kind of reminded me, when I was looking at my curry plant, that's what it reminded me of. So there we go. While I'm out here, let's go around my overgrown leeks. Look at this. I'm trying to let them go to seed so I can have some lovely leeks next year, because you can see these are not edible. So I do have a few little straws in there. Not many, actually, which is slightly worrying. But my garden is recovering very slowly. You can see back there, way back there, my foxgloves decided to take a dive. This all back here is all new. So it's all a bit... The roof still has not been mended. The roof is still... I cut back my wisteria a lot. So yes, but everything in my garden, obviously sweet peas can be used for to sweeten the dill, is a good one. And they're very, very fragrant. These are really unusual. But it depends on the colour of how I would use them and how it makes me feel. So, you know, and these are a lovely maroony purple colour. So, yeah, when creating a spell and thinking about what spell to use... Oh, hello bumblebee, and it's a white-tailed bumblebee. Go out into your garden or into your stash of herbs and such like, and see what sings to you for the particular spell work that you're doing. My mallow's taking over the garden. So there, that's it, just a quickie. And I hope you enjoyed it. So there you go. I'm going to go and pick some curry plant now. I'm going to make my whole house smell of curry, because I love that. You see, to me it represents family and friends and all sitting around the dining table and, you know, sharing. It's a good plant, I think, for sharing. And anything to do with sharing spells. Like I say, if you want to curry favour, that's a good one as well. That's it. I'm going. Bye.